This is the first EF-3 tornado to hit Virginia Beach.
Yeah, the last one that hit in our area was in Suffolk back in 2008. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Edmondson is here now to talk about the conditions that make these tornadoes possible.
Yeah, and it's always the parent thunderstorm in this case, but this was a really fast developing tornado. This wasn't something that we had the tornado warning. Unfortunately, we didn't have a tornado warning for it 15 minutes in advance. It was a minute or two before we had the tornado that came down from the cloud, and we had it on the ground. We had the touchdown. Let's talk about the rankings of tornadoes, how they're ranked. EF-0 tornadoes, these are wind speeds at 65 to 86 miles an hour. You start to see shingles peeled off of a rooftop of a home or large branches broken off. We weren't at that level. We were stronger than that. EF-1 tornadoes, you get significant roof damage, poles that can be toppled, or small trees that are also uprooted, maybe broken windows as well. Now we're at EF-2, considerable damage. These are wind speeds at 111 to 135. This is typically as strong as they usually get. Sometimes we get to EF-3, but most of the time if we get a tornado, we're at EF-2. This is where roofs can be ripped away, which we saw in a lot of that video from Chopper 10. Cars can be flipped over. We've seen that before, but the difference, once we get to EF-3, we start to see more damage. And in this illustration here, in this kind of rendering, we didn't have all of this, but we had some of these things. So these are wind speeds at 136 to 165. This tornado was at 145 miles an hour. We had most of the top floors of some homes destroyed. Also in this case, the National Weather Service noted that the foundation, the house on the foundation, was rotated and twisted, so it came off the foundation. That's a big factor of why it was an EF-3 compared to an EF-2. EF-4 tornadoes, we start to lose the entire structure. EF-5 tornadoes, you start to lose the grass off of the ground. It rips that up, and that's when wind speeds are greater than 200 miles an hour. So looking at the path of this storm, the tornado wasn't on the ground very long. It was on the ground for 4.5 miles, but it moved quickly at more than 50 miles an hour. So it was a fast-moving storm. We're not seeing that kind of weather now tonight. It's quiet, it's cooler, and the atmosphere is stable. Temperatures will be in the 50s tomorrow morning, 60s by midday, still a bit breezy. We'll check in with the rest of the 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.